Welcome to DudeNoWay Live, where we embark on a quest to play the greatest games of all time. I'm your host, Moonchild of DudeNoWay, and today we are pushing our pace in Overwatch 2. We're going to be diving into some gameplay today from our pal Flo, who is a support main, former tank main, and presumably he will be playing Illari. That is his most used character, at least as far as I can tell it is. And if you are watching this and you would like to have your gameplay reviewed on stream and turned into a video, send it to me at DudeNoWayLive@gmail.com, and I would be happy to turn it into some content. Yeah, so he's defending, he's playing Illari, he's got an Ana on his team, he's got a Widowmaker and a Symmetra, and their tank is a Winston, and right off the bat, I can say that this team comp is garbage. Like, the tank needs to swap to something else, because the tank is the only one not playing ball with the rest of the team right now. The Illari can use some of her mobility to make her more able to dive with Winston, but just in general, Winston needs characters to go with him to make sure that he can get kills, because the damage from the Tesla cannon is not actually high enough to secure kills on his own. So Winston needs to swap over to a tank that can more realistically play and support a team like Widowmaker, Symmetra, and Ana. But we'll see how it goes. Flo is a master Illari player as far as I know. I'm pretty sure he's in Masters, and you can definitely tell when he starts utilizing his mobility here to get him into high places, to put him into spots where he is more effective. He knows where to throw healing pylons and all kinds of good stuff like that. I'm not sure if that one went flying off the map or not, but I don't think it did. Let's just see where he goes. I like that right off the bat, I like the high ground placement of yourself. Straight away, you are taking the high ground, you're breaking down the barriers. This is high level play at the start of the game, which feels good to see. You never want to be on the bottom of the map here inside of Blizzard World. Anytime that you are down here, you are asking to take additional damage from people at the choke, and you can see this is a very narrow passageway for them to come through, but you have tons of advantage being up here, because you could just easily back away from their line of sight. So we're breaking the barriers. Got 15 seconds till the game starts. You can see Winston is deciding he's going to get a little bit too close, probably. Your Symmetra is throwing up turrets around the entrance to the choke, which is not a bad idea. Probably a good call for Symmetra to be doing that. Winston is playing off to the side, which means that he is actually doing the right thing here, so that's good. You can see the healing pylon. The healing pylon placement is very strong because the enemy can't destroy it from here unless they fully commit to entering the choke, and this angle will help keep your team alive as they back up out of the kind of like movie theater entranceway here. And this is a strong placement for Winston. He's going to be firing his right clicks down the choke line, while Symmetra fires her right clicks down the choke line. And then for you as Illari, you can take this moment to, like you're doing, just kind of take pop shots into the enemy team and potentially maybe secure an elimination from up here. You can see Winston's bubble is down. Your Widowmaker is obviously slightly to your side here. I'm just going to make sure that she is up here with you, and she is good, so Widowmaker knows where to be as well. All right, so, and you can see the perfect placement of the healing pylon as Symmetra backs out from the movie theater, just like I was talking about. The healing pylon comes down and heals her without you having to actually stop dealing damage, which is huge. Now, you did need to jump down here to heal the Winston, but I don't necessarily think that you really could have saved him, because if you look in the kill feed up here, Winston got hit by Pharah, by Mauga, Mercy was damage boosting someone, probably Mauga, and also by Cassidy, all in the same, like, 1 second. So, like, Winston was going to die. He got hit with the Alpha Strike from pretty much everyone, and in that moment, there's really not much you can do to save him. It says you saved Winston, but we can see up here that you absolutely did not save Winston, because he put himself in a bad place and accepted too much enemy punishment. And now you are kind of in this spot where, with your movement ability on cooldown right here, you can see that you have, your only option really is to break away from the team and head back up the stairs to get back to your high ground position. Now, your Mercy is down here, and she may try to go for the res. So at this moment, it might be worth it for you to try and cover Mercy's res, but in doing so, I would hope that you would do it from the stairs here. That way you can easily break line of sight and head back to your high ground position should things get a little too hot for you. That's the moment, right? This is, and we're just going to see it from the third-person perspective as everyone moves in on Winston at the same time. The Pharah is about to move in on him. The Mercy is damage boosting. The Cassidy is moving in with Mauga. And Winston has a damage orb from Moira as well. He's literally getting hit from every single person on that team all at the same time. And there's nothing you can do to save him. So we're just going to watch. That's you jumping down. That's Winston eating shit. And now we're going to go back to the first person for you. And you did cover the Mercy's res, but in doing so, you gave away your ability to get back to your high ground position unless you use your movement ability again. And this is like a tough situation to call because yes, you can use your movement to get back to the high ground now, but in doing so, you will be opening yourself up to damage from the Pharah, who will inevitably come through and see you kind of pop up in the air like this. So she will be on you immediately. And while you were covering your Mercy, I don't necessarily think that you needed to do it from this angle, but let's just see how it plays out. And so you throw the healing pylon to throw it a little bit closer to your team, and you did so behind the Winston bubble, which was really smart play on your part, although the bubble will probably break pretty soon here. You can't really reach the Symmetra from the angle that you're taking, so to keep her alive, you threw the healing pylon on your side there, and that also relieves some of the pressure off of Mercy. But you can see that Mauga is coming in, and he's ready for you. Like, he is firing on you, the Moira orb is starting to damage you, and it's getting to be very dangerous to be you in this low ground scenario right now. So you use your movement ability to kind of get up and out of the way, but you didn't actually get back to the high ground position. You're going to reload. You're keeping Mercy alive. That's good. You can see, okay, now you can see that Pharah is above you with the rockets firing down on you. This is the moment where you and your team need to back all the way up. Your Symmetra is just gone. She took damage from the Pharah. She took damage from the Mauga. Mercy was damage boosting someone. There's no saving her at this moment. And your healing pylon is gone, which means that the bulk of your healing ability is also on cooldown for the next 7 seconds. So the odds of you getting out of this without another elimination are pretty small. Oh, and so you decided to take the duel with the Pharah, going up to the high ground position, but in doing the movement ability up to her spot, you actually took a direct hit from one of her rockets, and are now at 38 hit points, which is... You're in danger of dying simply to splash damage right now. So if, and with Mercy's res on cooldown, the odds of you winning the fight with your team... if you die, the odds of your team winning this fight are basically 0, right? You can see that your Mercy is dead. She has just been picked off by the Mauga, and she's doing like a crazy flip here as her body falls to the ground. Your Winston is now alive with no support to save him, because I don't think that there's any way that you can really make it out of this alive. And there it is. So the Pharah was able to just simply melee you and finish you off, and that's unfortunate. Winston is going to have to make a decision here. If I were Winston, I would just leave, because your Widowmaker is about to die. She's getting aggressed on by the Mauga, and the Winston has most of his hit points left. You can see up here, Winston has most of his hit points and still some of his armor. So his damage reduction is still here for another couple of seconds. It's time for Winston to get out and just, like, concede the point. Essentially, you guys have lost this, this first point, and there's not really much you can do about that. Not at this point, anyway. So it's time to regroup and hopefully get together for another team fight. Winston is fighting this out for some reason. This is a losing battle for him. There's 0 chance that he can kill the Mauga. He absolutely cannot kill the Pharah while the Mercy is healing her. There is nothing that even though the Tesla cannon arcs to 3 people, there's literally nothing that Winston can do here except die or leave. And Winston has the ability, Winston has the ability to jump up and over this house, or this building here. At least I'm pretty sure you can get over that building, and get out of this fight immediately. But I don't think he's going to do that. It looks like he's going to hard commit to the angle and try to stall out the point. But that is only going to buy him like 2 seconds worth of life before Winston is just immediately taken down. You can see how much damage is on him. There's nothing he can do at this point. Like, look at how quickly they burn through a tank's entire hit point pool, and he decided to dive out, but it's now too late. He's got like 5% health left. There's no way he makes it out of here, right? So there's the direct hit from the Pharah, and there's no way that Winston made it out. But if he had just simply left to begin with, he could have gone out and supported the Widowmaker, who is now dueling the Cassidy down at your, closer to your spawn door, and waiting for everyone to come in. So this is the moment where Winston made the mistake and lost the next team fight for you guys, because now there is zero chance that the whole group can get back together in time to actually make it to the point. Are you spawned up yet? Okay, so you just spawned in. You can see the Mercy is on you, so she's right behind you. You're probably going to use your movement ability to get up to this high ground position. No? Okay, so you're going to go around the side here. Understanding that this is a losing... Yeah, so you're doing the smart thing and setting up for the next team fight, which is what Winston should have done to begin with. You can't do anything to stop them from taking that point at this moment. So there's no point in you going up there. Even if you take a pop shot at them, there's nothing you can realistically do to stop them from taking it. So the best thing you can do is just set up and wait.
I have to move the pylon.
So you're moving the pylon now. You can see your Winston has swapped over to a Sigma, which is probably one of the best things that he could have done. Although, ironically, now your Symmetra has swapped over to an Echo, who could have dove with the Winston to begin with. If she had been Echo from the jump, then the two of them could have dove onto people and potentially gotten more kills at the original choke. Or, if the Winston had just been Sigma from the beginning, could have held the choke a little bit better than Winston, because he just has more mitigation tools at his disposal. So you're taking the pop shots into the Mauga, and that is a good call. And that is a good call to take the pop shots into whoever you can as you're moving forward to just generate some more ultimate charge for yourself. Having this high ground position is probably the best place you can be, and while it does allow you to heal up the Echo and the Soldier, it also allows you to, as long as Sigma doesn't get too aggressive here, you should be able to heal Sigma from up there if he's standing at this corner, which he should be corner peeking and not standing directly in front of their entire team. Like, this is a death move for Sigma. Even though he's got his Kinetic Grasp out, that's going to end in a second. And while his Kinetic Grasp is out, there's no reason that his barrier needs to be up. So, like, Sigma is throwing the game a little bit right now, but let's see what you do from this point. You're going to get the Echo up. Yes. And now, the first thing you need to do is put in your high burst damage on either the Cassidy or the Pharah, who are going to be pushing around to your location. You can see Pharah is on your left. Pharah would probably have been the more dangerous threat between Cassidy and Pharah. But because she is attacking your Mercy and she's coming through, destroying your backline a little bit here. But that being said, the Cassidy is also very much able to hit you in the head, so you do have to be careful. A strong damage on him. You did not need to chase him. That's what you have an Echo for, who can take angles above the point, where you can see that she is in a space where she could easily fire down onto Cass. I would not have chased him around this corner, because even though I can see that the enemy team is not right around this corner, you didn't know that at the moment. So that could have been death for you if Cass had landed a shot and anybody else was there, landed one shot on you as well. You're getting Sigma up, that's good. And now you're getting aggressed on by Pharah. It's now time to put your shots into Pharah and tell your team that Pharah is down here with you, so that Soldier, who is still alive with you and just eliminated the enemy tank, can focus fire with you and actually take this Pharah out. It's very important that she dies as quickly as possible. Perfect. That's exactly what you want to see. Now, you have used your movement ability. Right now would have been the time to have gone back to the high ground position, but you used your movement ability to make yourself elusive, and that is fine. Like, that's kind of fine in this moment. Like, it did allow you to dodge the Pharah shot, although you could have taken a couple of direct hits. Like, you could have taken one direct hit before it realistically became dangerous, but you can see that the Mercy is flying through, and we'll see if she tries to res the Pharah. If I were that Mercy, that's what I would have done. And it looks like she is going to go for it here. And with you popping ultimate right now, the flight that the Mercy is taking you will be able to put the Sunburst down onto Cassidy and then utilize your damage to actually finish off this Mercy here in the sky. And you can see that she is very, very low health, literally one hit. So even if you hit her in the body at this moment, you will be able to finish her off, and then Cassidy will be a sitting duck to be finished off by your Echo and your burst damage as well. Bang, that's exactly what you want to see. And your soldier was able to finish off their Mercy, so you're good to go there. And then now you have the Moira is trying to come up at you, but you have dodged the damage orb. And because there's nothing for it to bounce off of, it's just going to fly past you, and while it may deal a little bit of damage to you, you still have flight for a few more seconds. So you have 1 more second left of flight, so you can easily just finish off this Cassidy before you land directly into his face. And that's exactly what happens. That's good stuff. And your Sunburst explosion actually detonates on the Moira as well. So you are, with the help of the Echo, right? So you are able to finish off both of their supports and one of their DPS. And even though Cassidy killed your healing pylon, which puts your healing a little bit behind, you don't have to worry about that because everyone who is a threat to your team is now gone. And the only person that's alive is coming back from spawn.
I was made for this.
Oh, okay, so Pharah is back. It would be stupid of her to stick around, right? Right now, what she's doing, what the Pharah is doing, is incredibly dumb. She had the opportunity to fly around the back of the map and get back up with her team, and now she is isolating herself and giving away her position, which means that your soldier, who you can see is already starting the run animation, is just going to go over and finish her off, and with the help of you, it should be no problem. This Pharah should be dead and staggered, likely before the team comes back, unless she breaks off right now. You see your Echo is also going for her. Okay, now your soldier and your Echo are overcommitting. At this moment, when they see that the Pharah has left, it's time to let the Pharah leave, right? You go back to the choke, and you get ready for the next team fight. With the soldier running down here, now he is doing what the Pharah did, but from the opposite perspective. He's isolating himself, because he doesn't actually, and he's greedy for the kill, because you can see that she's low health. He doesn't actually have enough movement ability to get him out of here before shit could hit the fan. So things could get very sketchy very quickly. And we'll see what they do. So they're going to go for it. But the Mercy is back, right? So the Mercy is back, and they weren't able to follow up on the kill, but they put themselves in a very dangerous position by running all the way up and then coming through the front of the choke, putting themselves directly in line of sight with the entire team coming back from spawn. So it could have gone really south for them very quickly. You're waiting for your healing pylon, I believe?
I'm trying to help.
No, your healing pylon is off cooldown now. So you're trying to keep the Echo and the Sigma alive. And you tossed the pylon. That was really smart play there. You tossed because you realized that you could not actually get over to heal this Echo. You threw the pylon in her general direction, which attached it here and treated it like a third support player for you. And while it will take a second for Echo to actually get healed up enough. The healing that the pylon puts out is very significant, and the Cassidy or the Pharah would have to divert their attention off of the Echo to actually destroy it. So you've created a situation where you force them to disengage with the Echo or let her get healed up, and that is very smart gameplay. Right, and you can see with the help of the Mercy and the Pylon that the Echo is now all the way back to full health, and the Cassidy and the Pharah both stopped attacking Echo to destroy your Pylon, which is exactly what you want. You saved her life in this moment. Now, Malga is getting extremely aggressive, but the Pharah is also coming through. So in this moment, I would likely retreat with your team. I would say it's time to back up with your team and get ready to start taking this high ground position again. And then you can keep the Echo alive as you back up, because you can see that the Mercy Beam is already on the Sigma. So you likely don't need to invest your healing into him as well. So, and then once you get back far enough, you can utilize your damage to put into the Pharah on the enemy team, and then then the Mercy will have to put herself in a position where she makes herself vulnerable to shots from your soldier if she wants to keep Pharah alive, because this Pharah has overcommitted to every engagement so far, so we can expect that she's just about to come all the way through the choke point here. Okay, so it's silly time on Blizzard World. The Moira on the other team decided to pop her ultimate, and at the same moment, the Mercy decided to pop her ultimate, and then hearing that everybody else's ultimate was going off, Cassidy is a bandwagoner, so he decided to pop High Noon. So, you know, it could be anybody's game right now. The odds of your Echo living through the High Noon are very small, because you can see that she is basically directly in front of the Cassidy. She would need to duplicate the Cassidy at this moment, or the Mauga, to reset his High Noon circle. And then when she duplicates him, whichever one she decides to duplicate, right? When she duplicates, it will reset the High Noon circle closing, and that will force him to hold the High Noon for a longer period of time, potentially giving her a chance to either get out of the way or engage him to the point where he is no longer a threat to actually kill her. But the double support ultimate going off on the enemy team means that the Moira is likely going to be beaming Echo right in her face at this moment as well. So, you know, it's tough to say whether or not Echo makes it out of this alive, and I definitely don't think that Sigma is going to make it out alive, although it does look like your Mercy potentially is going to overcommit. Oh, you can see that never mind. You can see that the Moira is actually come around the choke. She's come around the choke and is using her ultimate straight up to beam Mercy at this point. But your Mercy also has ult. So the odds of Moira getting this kill on her are actually pretty small, unless your Mercy just gives it to her. Okay. So it's full-on silly time. Everyone on the entire enemy team used ult except for Mauga because he didn't have it. You can see he's very close right now. But with the Pharah ultimate going off, she was able to eliminate both the Mercy and the Sigma with the ultimate, and right before that eliminated the Echo with a rocket. So this push is over for you, and it's time to run. And you, being the smart player that you are, have figured out that it's time to run, and you're headed all the way back to the spawn here. That's smart thinking. That's exactly what you want to do. You want to take the high ground position, exactly, so that you can set up for the next fight and give yourself a nice place to have cover. Although, this is a very dangerous place to be when the enemy team has a Pharah, and I'll show you why. Because with the wall behind you, the Pharah's burst damage doesn't actually have to hit you. It can hit the floor next to you, it can hit the wall behind you, and the blast from her rockets will actually still damage you while you're on this staircase. So this is a dangerous spot to be, but at the same time, it is the only high ground position between you and the enemy team that you can realistically take. So this is the right call, albeit a dangerous call, right? So you're waiting. In this moment, one thing that I don't think you're doing, let me just make sure that you're not doing it. Yeah, so you're not doing it. One thing that you should be doing, because you heard the Cassidy's footsteps, and that made you kind of turn yourself around there, what you want to do is crouch, so that your footsteps are inaudible to the Cass, and he's not sitting here, like, looking around for where he just heard you. In this moment, you can eliminate him as a threat, more or less, by crouching, and then that should take you off of his, off of his radar, so to speak. But the more you walk around, the more likely it is that he's going to hear you. You may be crouching, it's just hard to tell on the stairs. You're waiting for your team. Your soldier is definitely not crouching, so with him sprinting, his boots are definitely audible to the Cassidy, assuming that he's wearing a headset. But it looks like he's going to go back up with his team. He's going to take the high ground position here out this door, which is where he wants to be to make sure that he has the best shot at you guys as you guys come out of spawn. This good placement on the healing pylon here, because, again, one thing that you never want is for the enemy team to be able to shoot the healing pylon from the position that they're at, and you are incredibly good at placing it in spots where the enemy has no line of sight on the pylon at all, and you are able to get a lot of support out of the pylon itself because they can't destroy it. They just straight up can't do anything about that, and which lets you cover this soldier as long as he stays up in this area, and yourself, but also that means that you can leave if you want to and heal up another target, and then that way your soldier is still covered. You are really, really strong at placement of the pylon. Anyway, I keep taking it out of first person there. That was a really high level shot that you took on this angle here. I'm just gonna back it up like 4 seconds because I want to highlight this shot. Bang. Look at that shot that you took. Like the space that they can see you right here is so small that Moira had no idea she was about to get shot, and that is really intelligent. And now you have a line of sight on the Mercy, although the Pharah also sees you and could potentially fire the rocket down towards you. The Pharah is actually the only one who could destroy the healing pylon right here, because if she gets the rocket, lands it perfectly between here, the splash damage will still hit the pylon, but like realistically, this is like one of the best possible angles for you to take right here. And now it's getting scary, right? Because you can see that your Echo is up in the sky. She's critical health. You know that the Pharah is coming up. Let me just put this down. You know that the Pharah is about to come up and find you. So, like right now, things should be, like, you should be nervous, right? And you need to strafe to the side to be able to get the heal off on the Echo, but it's possible that you may not be able to because of the distance between her and yourself. But in doing so, you're going to put yourself in line of sight of the entire enemy team. So this is a very sketchy situation. And the Echo goes down. That's okay. You couldn't really save her. She got too far away from you, and that's kind of on her. But right now, again, this is a very scary situation. The Cassidy is looking right at you. The Malga, while he may not have noticed you, has definitely noticed that the soldier is up here. And the Pharah knows that you're here and is coming around the corner. So right now, the big damage is about to come your way. And you can hear your Illari hero do that deep breath that happens right before a death. That is indicative of you being incredibly, incredibly low health. I think you had 60 HP there. Let's just see, 60 HP there, which means that a headshot from Cass will inevitably take you out right now. What you need is for your, and he is doing it, is for your soldier to activate Tac Visor so that he can pick the Mercy, because that and your burst damage on the Mercy, a single shot, plus the Tac Visor, is realistically the only way you can stop this push right now, with the Echo being dead, because your ability to off-angle them is now gone. So you're keeping the soldier up here. But you can only do so much, right? The soldier took a hit from Cassidy. He took a direct impact from the rocket from Pharah, which is like half of his hit points in a single shot. And then also, the Cassidy sticky grenade also hit him, or would have hit him, had he survived. In addition to however little damage he took from the Malga, this is the end of Soldier. There's nothing he could do. He basically got bursted from full to death in like a split second, right? They faster than human reaction speed. So there's nothing you could have done at this moment. I believe it is time for you to retreat. And taking this fight with the Pharah still is putting you into a precarious situation, because you have to commit to the angle to get Pharah, and the Cassidy has been aggressing on you the entire time, right? So you could see Cass is taking his angle to lower his ability to miss on you by barrel stuffing you into more of his screen. At this moment, it would be the smartest thing, like even before this moment, would have been the smartest thing to just back off of this ledge here to eliminate the possibility of being instantly deleted, and then you could potentially heal up the Sigma from the position that the Mercy is in, and then start backing your way around the corner, because you know that the enemy team is about to push the payload and steal this spawn away from you guys. And that's unfortunate. But it does look like your Mercy is about to come and resurrect you, and while that's an extremely sketchy play, the Mercy being here is extremely sketchy, because your tank is straight up going to die. Like, he's getting aggressed on by Moira, he's getting double fisted by the Malga, and there's nothing that Sigma can do to survive in this situation, aside from maybe use Kinetic Grasp and hope for the best, right? Like, he's done if your Mercy doesn't get onto him, but she's too low health to put herself into a dangerous spot. So the best case scenario for her would be to sneak up here and try and snag the res on you, because you can see Echo is coming out of the spawn right now and is actually able to assist, although Echo is about to eat shit from this Cassidy Pharah combo being damage boosted, the blue beam damage boosted by the Mercy. There's nothing that can save Echo right now. I think she's probably just going to die. Because you could see, with her being that high in the sky, she's already used her movement ability, so her ability to be evasive is gone. Let's just see what happens. She's going up and up, and your Mercy is going for that res like I was talking about, and no one has noticed that you are here. So, like, right now, you are in the best possible spot to maybe live through this. And she got to live through the res, and you got to live through being rezzed, but you can see at the kill feed, your Sigma went down, and your Echo went down. So now it's just the two of you, Mercy and Illari, trying to figure out what to do next, right? And the only thing realistically that you could do, the smartest possible move for you guys is maybe to hide or just to die again immediately, because like you probably won't get the kill on the what the fuck kind of Marge Simpson? Anyway, you probably won't get the kill on the Mauga here as he pushes the payload the 0.47 meters that it takes to get it there. Yeah, so that's what needed to happen so that you guys can get back up together and make a team fight. Ideally, Mercy will die too. I'm just going to break away from you so that we can see where Mercy is. Because if Mercy sticks around and continues to, like, hide and try and be evasive in this moment, like, she's going to die inevitably anyway trying to get back to you. And it's just going to make the next team fight harder. Yeah, so she has wasted too much time at this moment. She doesn't want to live. She doesn't want to throw her life away. But in doing so, she's made herself a, like the reason, basically, why your next team fight will lose. Because she could have been 2 seconds into her respawn right now, and almost, like, you can see you are almost fully respawned. Mercy could have died and almost been fully respawned as well, and that way you guys could have gotten back together. Although, the soldier is gonna... He's turning around. He's turning tail and running. That's smart on his part. We'll see if the Mercy gets away while we wait for you to spawn. And with her strafing around like that, strafing around, you can hear the clickety-clack of her boots as she is moving around like that. She wasn't crouching either, and now every one of these people all know that the Mercy is here, and she's going to fly her way out onto, like, basically open air and end up taking this death anyway. And there goes Mercy. She could have saved the team, you know, 5-6 seconds worth of team fights if she had just died immediately. I'm gonna go ahead and get back onto you. So you are coming back from the spawn right now. You got the healing pylon in another great place because, again, they can't stop the healing pylon from getting value if they can't shoot it, which means they have to fully commit to this angle or come down the stairs here all the way up and to the side, and then instead of looking at you, decide they want to turn around and shoot up, which is probably not something they will do. So incredibly good healing pylon placement on your part. And with the Mauga coming around the corner, and you can see that the, who is this? The Cassidy is also here. The odds of you getting shot right now are pretty high, even though the tank is here. He is not the priority target. You are the priority target. So it's time to back away and take this angle a little bit less aggressively, like from here. I would say, like, standing here. That way you aren't necessarily in line of sight of this angle. You want to be, like, right here, and that way you can break line of sight with Mauga unless he comes all the way forward, and you can still kind of engage Cassidy without putting yourself into too much danger. But instead you strafe to the right, which puts you farther out in the open and makes you an easier target for the two people who are in front of you to kill. Remember that you are the priority, right? So as soon as they see you, it's time for you to die. So put yourself out in the open as little as possible. And so the Pharah has come around the corner now, and she took the extra second to kill your healing pylon. The Mauga is now shooting you, and while the Echo is here, you are still priority target over the Echo. Thankfully, the Cass decided to break line of sight at that moment, so I don't think you'll die instantly. But you very realistically could have died instantly, were this Pharah to have hit you once, and the Cassidy to have hit you once. Right, so you're backing up, so you're utilizing your cover well. And you're keeping the Sigma alive here, or you're doing your best to. And Sigma is just taking too much damage right now. He has put himself into a shit place. He's up against a wall, so even if the Pharah misses him with the direct impact, he's still going to take a ton of damage from the Pharah. And, like, even with the Mercy Beam on him, I don't think that there is realistically any way that you can save him right now, especially since your healing pylon is on cooldown for another 6 seconds. So I think Sigma is just about to die, and there's not really much you can do about that. I think at this moment you should probably ult and try to hit the Pharah with it so that you could potentially detonate the Sunburst while she's near the Mercy. Okay, so the Echo duplicated Pharah, and the Echo is trying to, looks like, is trying to get hits onto the Pharah right now. But realistically, even if she does hit her, she's just going to charge Mercy's ultimate more. So, you know, she's doing her best, but I don't think there's anything else you can do other than potentially pop ult in this situation. And there, Sigma goes down like I said he would, because he put himself into a bad spot to engage with a Pharah. And your Echo did the smart thing here, and she utilized her extra hit points to engage with the Mauga and kind of stop him from getting as aggressive as he normally would have, because if the Echo wasn't here doing that, the Mauga would have had free reign to run into you and Mercy and take at least one of you out. He definitely could have taken at least Mercy out, if not you as well, with a charge, stomp, and then, you know, the double fist combo. So, the Cassidy gets resurrected by their Mercy, but their Mauga goes down, which potentially could be the end of their push, depending on how strong their DPS is compared to yours. Your Echo is still almost at full health right now, and potentially could dive this Cassidy right as he gets respawned, but there's still the death potential for Echo, insofar as that Moira is right next to him. So if she dives onto this Cassidy, and Moira turns around and starts beaming her, she might die very quickly. But it looks like she's going to engage with Pharah, which is a death sentence for her. Like, she can't win the Pharah duel unless this Mercy goes down. So her engaging with Pharah actually isn't going to help you at all. Let's see, do you utilize ultimate to try and eliminate them before their push gets too aggressive? This would be the spot to do it, because potentially, if you eliminate one or two of their squishier characters, then everything halts, and with their Mauga down, they realistically can't break past your Sigma line. No, okay, so I definitely would have popped ultimate already right now. You have the potential right here. This would have been the spot, right? You could have made them face the sunrise, you hit Cass with it, and then it tags Cass and it tags Moira, and then you hit Cass one time and it blows all three of them up, right? All at once. Like a chain reaction. It was good shots on your part, though. Unfortunately, your Echo went down there, but I do like that instead of getting too aggressive and chasing for that Mercy kill, which is what you could see the Soldier is trying to do right now, and he's about to get stuck by the Cassidy stick grenade, you did not get too aggressive chasing for that Mercy kill, and you let her go. When your window closed, you let her go, and that was very smart play on your part. Also, utilizing the Sigma barrier to make sure that you can kind of peek out from this piece of cover a little bit more, potentially grabbing yourself an angle that you otherwise wouldn't have been able to get. Also, very smart play on your part. I don't know that I would have gone that far, but if you had popped ultimate, then that would have definitely been the play, so that you could have detonated them. With them all together like this should look like food to you, right? Like, this is lunch for an Illari. Because with your ult charged, this is a triple kill waiting to happen. And you saved your ultimate for the next fight. There's nothing wrong with that, assuming that you can get some value out of it. You took the pylon down yourself, which removed their ability to put it on a longer cooldown for you, which is smart because your team is almost full health, so you realistically don't need the pylon right now, and the placement that you put it in just now made it very easy for the enemy team to shoot. So by you taking it away, you eliminated the possibility of it getting put on a longer cooldown, and that is also good play on your part. But you're very hungry for this Mercy kill. It is definitely time to back up. You can see that Mauga is coming around the corner over here, and the timing for this Mercy kill is gone. Like, your potential opportunity for this Mercy to go down is now gone. So it's time to back up and regroup in a stronger position. Your Soldier could have been taking the high ground position in between this fight, but instead he got too hungry for the Mercy kill and then ended up just kind of strafing in and out of this piece of cover right here and actually accomplishing nothing. and that is unfortunate, right? So the Pharah is on top of you, utilizing her ult, and this is going to be the end of you. There's no way that you can live from this distance. You can't live through the Pharah's ultimate. But that being said, you did do a really good job trying to keep the Sigma alive, and the Sigma and the Mercy are going to go down here to the Moira beam, in addition to the splash damage from the Pharah. There is nothing. The amount of damage that you would take from the direct impacts of her rockets, plus the splash damage, because the floor and the wall are going to put you into splash damage territory for her ultimate, that is just too much damage. That's way, way more damage than you have health, and there's nothing you could have done to have survived that at that moment. You are a really good Illari player, though. You are probably the best Illari player I've seen yet. And it's unfortunate that you went down there, but your healing pylon is actually still alive, and you were able to toss that out before you died there, which means that your Mercy is actually getting more sustain than she would normally have gotten, potentially allowing the Mercy to back up around this corner and live just long enough to be able to heal the Echo for a minute. Although the Echo does not have ultimate, and they are coming in hot and heavy, there is probably nothing you can do right now. Your Soldier was able to kill the Pharah, though, so that is good. And the Soldier is kind of being uncontested right now, so if his target priority is really strong, he potentially could have killed their Mercy during this push against you guys, which would have made it a lot easier for you to have staggered and kind of staggered back in and potentially won the fight entirely here. I'm going to back up here, and I'm just gonna check it from the third-person perspective. We're gonna watch this play out while you respawn. Just trying to get everybody in the frame. Bang. So we got your Echo is over here. Got your Mercy right there. Their entire team is pushing forward on you. And let's just see where it goes from this spot. And so the Soldier fucked up. The Soldier's target priority is wrong here. He decided, okay, well, I need to kill the Moira, and the Moira, while she is a dangerous target while using Coalescence, the Moira can still use Fade during Coalescence, which means that there's nothing stopping Moira from just disappearing from his view. The Mercy is actually the one he needs to worry about, because you can see, what's she doing? She's getting the res right now, and had he been attacking her instead, she would have been too hesitant to have attempted the res in this scenario, and she would have had to back all the way around or face dying from the direct line of sight of the Soldier. His target priority was fucked up, and that's the reason why you guys don't win this push, I think. And again, I'm just going to kind of get everybody into a bird's eye view here, and we're just going to let this play. And here comes the Pharah, and the Soldier gets immediately taken out by the Cassidy. And that, you know, there's really nothing you could have done about that. Although your healing pylon did save the Mercy, the relentless damage of the fucking Moira ball is going to come through and finish her off, because, like, you just can't escape these things sometimes. It's the highest skill ability in the entire game. She threw it in Mercy's general direction, and it chased her all the way to no hit points. And here we're just going to watch Mercy fade away as we wait for you to spawn up. Oh my god, nuh-uh, dude. The Mercy escaped with a bee's dick worth of life remaining. So she's gonna be able to potentially walk back into spawn right here, refill her entire hit points up, and if the Echo is smart, she will disengage back to this spot, but I think she's fully committed at this point. I think she's just gonna take the L here. You are back, and you are running back from spawn. We're gonna play this from here. Bang, and there goes the Echo going down, but your Mercy is doing the right thing here and retreating into the spawn. We're going to get this onto you. You are healing the Mercy as you come out, and that is really smart. Bang, and she can refill her entire hit points right there. And right now, unfortunately, you don't have enough time to get value out of your ultimate, and that feels bad, because, like, it takes a second, you have to damage somebody with the initial blast, right? And then you have to follow up with additional damage to actually detonate it. And so, like, your window for opportunity here on this enemy team with your ultimate is pretty much gone, and that's unfortunate, but it's going to be what it is. Hopefully Sigma can do a little bit of something here. And, okay, so, and with the Mauga ultimate up, the barrier from the Mauga ultimate means that if you want to get any value out of your ult, you have to put yourself in a place where you're going to get chained in by Mauga, and otherwise you just can't shoot through this barrier, right? So, you are in a losing situation, a loss no matter what you do. You can wait and you know, and wait for them to win the game, or you can put yourself into the ultimate of Mauga and get chained into him for the kill to the death, the fight to the death even. And there's literally nothing that your team can do at this moment. Everyone would have to commit to being inside Mauga's ult, and that would be a 3v5 scenario. You wouldn't make it out anyway. Potentially 4v5 if Soldier went in with you, but still, it's too close. It's too close quarters. Mauga deals too much damage in close quarters. There's no way that you guys would win this, even if you all committed to going inside of his ultimate. Bang, and you're trapped. And I just want to back up. Let's just see who all went in. Everyone went in. I respect your commitment to the fight so much right now. You can see that the contested is up on the cart because Sigma is very close, and every single one of you is chained in by Mauga. So it's a very scary situation, and realistically, I think you'll probably all die at this moment. But I respect your commitment to the fight regardless. And there goes the Cassidy ult going off. You can see your Soldier has already gone down from the damage of the Moira and the Mauga. The Mercy is doing her best to keep Sigma alive, but Mercy is getting tunneled by the Mauga damage, and Sigma has backed up, and in doing so is about to remove himself from contesting the payload, and is also blocked in by this wall. So there's only so far he could realistically go, but he has removed himself from contesting the payload, and I believe this is where everything goes to hell, right? With the high noon going off here, he's going to kill the Mercy. Mauga is going to tunnel down Sigma with the help of the Pharah, and I think this is good game. Bang, and that's exactly what happened. And then the cart gets pushed the remaining few meters, and that's good game. But what I will say is your pylon placement is some of the best I've seen, maybe ever, right? Like the ability to place pylons in places where the enemy team, has no ability to shoot them is top notch. You can't get an angle on the pylon from here if you are Cassidy. You know, you're coming around this corner. The only potential chance that you have to actually see that it's even there is walking up here and then coming all the way out here, which puts him into a terrible situation, means he would have to fully overcommit, and in doing so would eventually end up dying. And this is another situation, like I said, perfect pylon placement. You're able to effectively use your pylon like a third support player, and it is really, really powerful when used correctly. The only thing that I think you could potentially improve on is knowing when to ultimate and maybe not holding the ult too long, because you do generate it pretty quickly. But that being said, I think you did really well, and I think your team, had they played just a little bit smarter, could have potentially held them off in this fight. You did really well.